What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Today we're going to talk about challenge rift optimization for Diablo 3, patch 265 and season 17. This time around, they did change the challenge rift bag a little bit. We're going to talk about that, but first, what is a challenge rift? So a challenge rift cache is something you can achieve once a week by doing the challenge rift. The challenge rift is someone else's gear and abilities, and you just beat their original time. You can go to game settings and access the challenge rift that way. If you're a super new player, you have to have completed one greater rift on your account. It could be hardcore, softcore. You just have to have completed one greater rift in general. So make sure you go through level characters and do that. That way you can get the challenge rift bag. But you don't have to complete the story or the campaign or anything like that. Just one greater rift ever. So the season's still active right now. Go through and do it just to unlock it if you're new. But yeah, the challenge rift resets Mondays at about 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's when this becomes active, but you don't want to do it the week the season starts. As of right now, we don't know when the season starts, but this goes for every single season. So as soon as they announce the date, it's typically on a Friday. So the challenge rift resets on Monday. Don't do it that week. Just wait till Friday and you make a new character, whether that be hardcore or softcore, then do the challenge rift, then go back to your character and claim it. You have to be able to claim the bag on an active character. So if you do the challenge rift first and then make a character, it won't work, or you can't do it a few days before the season starts to have it preloaded or something like that. You have to have an active seasonal character when you complete it to get your bag. So what do you get? Why is it so important? So this is what a bounty bag looks like currently. Next season, they're going to add DBs to it. They changed the way Death's Breath work in bounty bags. So when you do bounties now, you get some DBs in the bag. So now it also reflects the challenge rift bag as well. The challenge rift bag has 35 Death's Breath in it, and that opens up some interesting combos on our characters. You can get a multiplier in a multitude of ways when the season starts. It adds a whole new level of RNG. We could have done this previously with blood shards. You can roll like level 1 blood shards from Kadala, get something interesting, like monks can get some cool LTK boots and things like that. And then you can put them in the cube and then have a multiplier the whole way while leveling. So nothing really changed in that department. The only difference now, you can upgrade a weapon and put it in the cube. So now you just have another option besides blood shards to get a multiplier. So here's a scenario number 1 that you can do with the challenge rift bag. You log in, you're level 1, you can unlock your professions completely to the max. That'll take your 35 DBs, it'll knock you down to 33. Now you go over to the blacksmith, for instance, on a demon hunter, you create a level 70 dagger. You go to the Hope of Cain recipe, put it in the cube, fill it up. You're gonna spend 25 of your remaining 33, transmutation, and boom, you have a Carlisle point. Now you can, put this in the cube right away and have that multiplier the entire time while leveling, which is just domination, right? Or if you're lucky, if you're one of the lucky ones, it can actually roll with reduced level requirement up to 30. So you can actually equip this at level 40 if it was to roll that. I would say you can spend up to 3 of your DBs to re-roll it to try to get that. If you wait to get your cube around level 20-ish, you'll have a few legendaries that you can salvage to get it. The only thing you'll need is Forgotten Soul, right? You'll have Arcane Dust, you'll have Veiled Crystals, and you'll have 3 DBs to spare because we want to save 5 DBs in case we have to cube it, right? So you could re-roll it. You can be one of the lucky ones and get reduced level requirement on it. It's really hard with, like, say, a Carlisle, for instance, but there's other items it can be easier with. Let's say you upgrade a weapon and it's ancient, which is extremely possible. It's a 10% chance to be ancient. You are one of the extreme lottery winners of the season. Check the secondary, make sure it doesn't have reduced level requirement on it because legendaries roll from 30 to 40, right? So non-ancients roll from 1 to 30 level requirement reduced. Ancients roll from 30 to 40. So you can actually equip a level 70 ancient weapon at level 30. 40 minus 70 is level 30, right? Not only will you get an ancient weapon at level 30, you also get the Legacy at Nightmares buff, 750% multiplier. You should be on T6 carrying your whole group. And if you're in a group, right, you get 4 times the chances to get this, right? This is extreme lottery, but it's possible that one person watching the video is going to get it. So I would do 3 rerolls on it right here and see if you land it. There's 1. If I get it, my RNG is done for the season. 2 and 3. Okay, we want to save 5 DBs left for the cube in case we have to cube it, in case we don't get just stupid good RNG, right? Most of us are going to have to probably just cube it. So I just wanted to put that out there that you want to make sure you just look at the secondary and make sure it doesn't have reduced level requirements on it, because you might be able to equip it a lot sooner, and you'll get a bigger impact from 30 to 70 or from 40 to 70, depending on which one you get. You're gonna have to run and get the cube. I wouldn't really worry about it till like level 15 to 25. It's really fast anyway. If you're solo, you can just go to the Ruins of Sescheron to get your cube. If you're by yourself, because you can just massacre bonus on the way, or even if your group is leveling, you can just run while they're doing rifts or something and just massacre bonus along the way to the cube, and that way you're not too far behind. So we established you can make a yellow item, upgrade it in the cube, you get enough for one upgrade, you can put it in the cube and have a multiplier while leveling. It can also be ancient or non-ancient with a reduced level requirement on it. You can also do the same thing with blood shards, right? So not only do you have a chance with the weapon, you can get a really bad weapon and then not be able to use it. Right? We're going to cover weapon options. You can also do that with blood shards. Okay, so level 1 blood shards really limit the item pool, and I'll bring that up with the blood shard calculator right here. So for instance, if you wanted a Demon Hunter belt at level 1, let's go ahead and show you. There's a 1 in 3 chance to get the Hellcat. Obviously you can get yellow items and stuff like that, but if you were to get a legendary, you have a 1 in 3 chance to get a Hellcat if you roll at level 1. If you roll at level 70, you can see the amount of options that's available. And I'm going to cover a lot of this in my starter videos, but I wanted to maybe deep dive with the Challenge Rift bag just to give everybody a more of an understanding. When I mention it, it's not just like an offhand comment, you have a video to refer to. You can upgrade whatever you want, whatever seems cool or interesting to you. I'm going to go through some quick recommendations for level 1 blood shards and upgrading weapons, and then you guys will have an idea of what I would do if I was to play that class. Okay, we'll start at the top with Demon Hunter. So for blood shards, I would not even open up my bag. I would just level until about level 31. At 31, you have a chance to get the Holy Point Shot, which this season, it's the Shadow season, so you get a crazy good item to go with that. Or you can get the Sin Seekers, which is going to get buffed to a 300% multiplier, right? The Rapid Fire DH got buffed. So you have a 50 shot of getting a multiplier, and you can also get Spines of the Seething Hatred, which isn't bad. You're going to be using Chakram while leveling, most likely. So I would just wait till 31 and then roll my blood shards on Demon Hunter there. For barbs with my blood shards, I would roll bracers. You have a 100% chance to get a dope multiplier, 500% to Seismic Slam or Hoda. For the Hope of Canaan barb, I would roll two-handed mighty weapons because you have a 50-50 chance as well. You can get Fury the Vanished Peak for Seismic Slam. You can also get the bracers and the weapon, by the way. That's amazing. Or you can get the Hoda Seismic Slam, and the Blade of Tribes, which Leap Quake, Might of the Earth is the starter set for this season. So you have 3 cool items out of 6. Plus you can get the IK weapon, which might be actually beneficial early on. That way you can get the 2-piece IK set or the Ancients, the Perma Ancients. So that's pretty cool. For Wizards, I would roll my blood shards at level 33 for the Etch Sigil. The Etch Sigil is really awesome. It's used in a lot of builds. Wizards get Firebird this season, and you can make like a channeling Firebird build until you get what you need to get. So hold your bag until 33. Or just hold your blood shards. If you're full on blood shards, you can roll whatever so you stay within the cap. You can actually open your bag, just don't empty your blood shards until like 33. I would recommend for that. For the weapon upgrade, I would just go for the wand. You can get like a Chantoto, which is amazingly buffed this season with the set, Aether Walker, Starfire, Unstable, Wand of Woe. There's a lot of good options here. I would just go for wands because it's going to be really impactful. But if you wanted to make a case for the staff, then you can actually roll that as well. You can also get all the Archon items before level 33, like the Swami hat and the Fazula Improbable Chain. So you can actually get your Archon stuff early on, which I did that in previous Veers seasons. For Witch Doctor, I'd go for the Gazing Demise. It's a Mojo at level 1, right? You can put it in the cube, and it has a multiplier with Spirit Barrage, and you have a guaranteed chance. It's the only Mojo, so that makes it easy. And for daggers, I would definitely go for my Ceremonial Knife. It's just too good, man. We got the Dagger of Darts buff. We got the Sacred Harvester, which is used in like every build. The SMK, which is used in a lot of fetish builds, speed builds. There's a Barber. There's a lot of good ones, right? Go for broke. Just make sure, check that secondary. Make sure it doesn't have a reduced level requirement on it. You might be able to use it a little bit earlier. But yeah, go for weapons, man. You'll have a nice multiplier with your Mojo. And Witch Doctors are the fastest for leveling anyway. For the Hope of Canaan Monks, I would go for fist weapons. Again, it's more YOLO, but the impact was so good. You get Sun Wuko, and if you get that Vengeful Wind right away, that's just so satisfying. Also, Scarbringer pairs great with the set. Cairo Shiro's blade, everything, right? There's a lot of good stuff here. I would definitely go for fist weapons. Besides, monks have really good blood shard options at level 1. Level 1 boots, you can get Rivera dancers. So I would go for the boots. You have a really good chance to get Rivera dancers. Let's say if you just happen not to get them, you can always re-roll them at 70. So you hit 70, you can make another level 1 character, roll for the boots, and if you get them then you can put it in the cube. So a lot of times I'll do that with rings. Like, let's backtrack to Barb a little bit. You can get the Bandamite at level 1. There's a 1 in 2 chance, which if you get a legendary, to get the Bandamite. So I'll go back and make a level 1 Barb and then re-roll and try to get the ring and put it in there. It's a lot easier, right, than trying to get it at 70, because look at all these rings at 70. It just kind of limits the item pool in an interesting way. For Crusaders with my level 1 blood shards, I would go for shields. Now, Crusader shields and regular shields are in the Kadala pool. They're like combined to one section. But you can get the Denial shield or the Guard of Johanna, and they're both multipliers. So you're basically guaranteed to get a cool shield. And yeah, enjoy that. If you wanted, you can go for the Akan Manacles at level 23 if you held off on that. If you really want to play Blessed Shield, even though it's an Invoker start, if you really want to play Blessed Shield, you can wait till 23. That's another cool option. For the level 70 weapon upgrade, you can go for Pig Sticker. It's amazing with Invoker, but it's not too exciting. So you can do flails or two-handed flails. This I'll leave up to you. There's a lot of good options. Like if you really want to play Blessed Shield, maybe go for the Garfalcon. Or if you just go for Crusader shields in general, you can get the Jecking Board, Rider's Wrath for Condemn. There's some good shields here as well. So there's really nothing that's just overwhelmingly positive to go for. I would just go for whatever build you want to play and hopefully you land it. For Necromancer at level 1, a lot of times I recommended Grasps of Essence in the past, but you might want to wait for the Iron Rose. They did buff the Iron Rose to 100% chance to cast a free Blood Nova. So if you wait till 35, you can get the Lost Time or you can get the Iron Rose. That might be a nice option for you. Besides, you won't need a multiplier because Necros have a 100% chance to get a guaranteed multiplier, just like Demon Hunters do. Necros might have the best weapon upgrade because every single two-handed scythe is good, right? Bloodtide Blade, the Spike, Nayers, and Relena's all give you crazy damage. And you just upgrade it, put it in the cube, and then you basically have a good season start regardless, as long as you save your challenge rift bag, right? All right, so cool. You can make a weapon, upgrade it, get something awesome. You can use your blood shards, roll them, put them in the cube also to get something awesome, some cool multiplier. What you can also do, right? You can force some reduced cost requirement on your character. You might be like, wait, Blood, what are you talking about? So what we're doing is the same thing as the legendaries, is we're making a level 70 item since we have our professions unlocked, and you want to make sure you have reduced level requirement on your weapon, which is really hard to get. To increase the chances, we're going to get crowd control on our weapon. So craft a level 70 two-handed mace or craft a bow for your demon hunter, and you want to make sure it has crowd control on it. It really helps the RNG to get a reduced level requirement. So we're going to take off the other secondary, which is life after each kill. You can see that the level requirement reduced 2 to 30. Then you just roll it. This one, you can do more than 3 rerolls, but you have to watch your gold. The legendary was limited, so we got reduced level requirement by 8, which is great for me. That way my RNG is saved for the season. So I could equip this before level 70 at about level 62, but you can get up to 30. On stream, we've gotten 30, for different seasons and things like that. This tactic's been around for a long time. So if you watch my previous level videos, it's been around, but I wanted to include it in the video because it's still viable, and I'm actually going to do this when I hit 40 if I don't get it from my legendary weapon. So it's the same concept as earlier. Just try to get reduced level requirement. If you have crowd control on the weapon, it greatly increases your chances of getting it. You can see if I was to roll it on my primal here, there's all these different options, but these are all crowd control options. So you want to leave the crowd control on the weapon and go for the other secondary, whichever that one is. This is a big video, so I'm going to go through a lot more stuff still. So we have blood shards at level 1. We have make a level 70 yellow, upgrade it, put it in the cube. And then we have at level 40, make a yellow 70 item and try to get reduced level requirement on it. Watch your gold because it can go pretty fast with that one. All right, so the next tactic I'm going to cover, this is me and my Hardcore Necromancer Let's Play Episode 2. So if you want to watch it, you can go on the channel. Hardcore Let's Play Episode 2 on Necro, right at the beginning, right? We're 51 seconds in. You can open up your challenge rift bag and just pick up the blood shards. We're gonna do that here. Let me mute this. You don't have to hear my voice over my other voice, right? So basically, you can pick up the blood shards, roll for an item called Castellan Arm Guards. They give you experience based on gold, right? So you can't do this to level 34, which a lot of times we only wait to level 34 anyway. But I just opened the bag, and obviously I don't have a pet equipped. If you have a pet equipped, it's gonna ruin everything. So unequip pets, unequip all your gold pickup gear, everything, right? You wanna unequip all that stuff. So we're gonna click on the blood shards and run away. This is a crazy tactic, but it works. You can see I'm level 34 right now. I'm like halfway into 34, right? So I'm trying to pick it up without getting the gold because I'm gonna ruin the whole Let's Play. And again, you can watch it. It's episode 2. So I pick it up, I finally man up there and I grab my blood shards. Woo! Let's go ahead and skip ahead. If you save your bag till 34, you can open it and just get the blood shards, leave the gold on the floor. You can go to Kadala, roll bracers, and try to get Castellan Arm Guards. We're rolling, man. RNG, you got NEMS. That's kind of cool. And we got the Castellan. Boom. And I'm so happy. I'm like cheering to the RNG gods, right? Picking up gold grants experience. So now I just have to run back and make sure you equip the arm guards, right? Castellans. And then you go pick up the gold and you jump up a stupid amount of levels because of the amount of gold that you get at a low level really throws up your XP. So I'm just gonna equip my pet for style points and not even pick the gold up. And I don't know why I did that, but yeah, here we go, equip. And then he goes and picks up the gold, and then boom, we went up from level 34, halfway to 34 to almost the end of 53 in one go. So that's basically how you do the Castellan start. And if you wait till 34, you can still do the weapon upgrade. You can still do the blood shard upgrade. You can still do the reduced level requirement 70. You can still do all the other stuff. You just have to wait till 34. So it's not that big of a deal. Ooh, that was a long video. Oh man, I need to get some breakfast before the stream today. Shout out to our newest patrons, Michael Q, Dr. Gonzo, and Val D&D. Thank you 3 for joining the patrons. I really appreciate that. It means a lot that you support the channel and what we do here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure to follow me up above at twitch.tv/bloodshed. Actually, it might be over here. Twitch.tv/bloodshed. Stream there 6 days a week. We do a lot of Diablo 3 and some variety ARPGs when we can. Again, all the links will be down below, the build page and the link to the blood shard calculator. Hopefully I remember. Tell me if I don't. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.